Welcome to our comedy concert, everyone.
Oh, New York. Snow.
Royalty-free, smooth jazz.
Tell me what you think the picture is on the thing here.
A trumpet?
No, it's a latte with the design of a lily on it.
Ooh, yeah, coffee shop tunes.
Coffee shop. I just wanted to get like a real Sex in the City, except this isn't And Just Like That. No. And Just Like That is not comfortable like this. But
No.
I did. No. You never feel comfortable watching And Just Like That.
No.
You're on the edge of you're like I would love to take my blood pressure before and after watching.
I feel like Miranda after watching episodes of Just Like That.
Okay, but last night, so I assigned Jodie an episode of Sex in the City for Total Request Pod for next week because it's Sex in the City week. I mean, it's the finale of And Just Like That. It was as terrible as we thought it would be. So I wanted to have Jodie watch like the good shit. So I assigned her the episode called One, and it's season 6. Season 6 is split in 2 parts, so it's like the finale of the first half of season 6. Okay. And I rewatched it last night, the whole thing, and it's fucking so good. The show was really good. Like, I hope people remember that this is a completely separate show. Sex in the City was so fucking good. The music was good. The underscore was good. It was just, the voiceovers were good. It was great.
But it didn't have Che Diaz.
It did not have Che Diaz. So, I mean, what were we really doing back then?
Didn't have that je ne sais quoi.
Oh my.
Poor Steve. Where's Steve?
Steve is.
Well,
Steve
I guess we'll talk about it.
In the episode that I'm giving you for TRP.
Okay.
Steve is like, I mean, you're just gonna fucking like crumble for him.
Okay. But he's in it.
He's in it.
So I'll get a taste of the Steve that you know and love.
Exactly.
Not where's
you'll
my
get a taste
pickle,
of the
Steve.
Miranda that they have this little scene in this laundry room, and like it's interesting because it's a scene where they're kind of just telling each other how they feel. And and Miranda's kind of hysterical in the scene, but in a Miranda way, where she's like, oh my God, don't look at me. Oh my God, please don't look at me. This is so embarrassing. That's how Miranda would act. However, and Just Like That, when she's having these little scenes with Che, she's freaking out like Joanne Worley and freaking laughing. So
exactly.
It'll be an interesting watch for you.
Okay. Well, I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be next week on TRP.
Yeah.
I have a little shout out to our girl, Rosa Parks.
Oh.
Happy birthday, Rosa Parks.
I thought you were going to say to our girl, Nick Kachanov.
Well, I mean,
who shares a birthday with
last. Shares a birthday with Rosa Parks. And my little segue there was Rosa Parks was not going to give up her seat, but guess what?
What?
Erika Girardi from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, breaking news, is going to have to hand over her $1.4 million pair of diamond earrings to the trustees. You are not following this at all. Okay, well, this is very exciting because there are
What does that have to do with Rosa Parks?
widows.
Or were you just doing a segue?
It was just a little segue, but I also think Rosa Parks deserves a little shout out.
No, of course, yes. I thought you were saying that Erika...
I didn't know that you were anti-Rosa Parks. I'm sorry. I totally...
I hate you. And I just farted.
You guys, you heard it. She admitted it, finally.
I
Was that your birthday present to Rosa Parks? Nice.
It was my birthday present to Nick. Okay. Well, good for Erika. Is she going to? Is that good?
She has to. She has to hand them over by February 7th, which is... I don't have my February calendar up, but that's in a couple days.
I haven't done mine yet.
I want to say it's on Monday, but she's got to hand that over, which is huge for the orphans and widows that never got their money because she and her husband spent it all.
Right. Okay. Well, that's good.
That's very good news. There's also breaking news in the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City world. Jen Shah is, one of her... I don't know, I guess collaborators, co-conspirators, this guy named Chad Allen, he was pleading not guilty. Well, he just changed his plea, I think this morning or yesterday.
Oh my God.
Yep, to guilty. with no plea deal. He's not getting a plea for pleading guilty. He's just like, he knows, and he's probably
Wow.
likely he's going to be testifying against Jen.
Of course. Wow.
Uh-huh.
I
But he
wonder if
doesn't
they-
get sentenced until after that, I think.
Can they make that a storyline? Like, can they go into the... Like, can they make that a storyline? Like, the whole
I'm
corporate
guessing
scene
it's...
there?
Well, here's the thing. This is going to be the other thing I was going to bring up. I wouldn't be surprised because they're filming right now for season 3. And part of the filming... Here's another whole thing. Part of the filming is Jen and Heather outside of Mary's church.
Yeah, I know.
Looking into the windows and all that, right? Well, just today, like in the past, I don't know, several hours, you know how we were under the impression that Mary was not going to be back for season 3?
Yeah. Oh, is she
Like,
back?
like all of them have said that. Like, oh, she's not coming
Yeah.
back. Meredith the other day. Well, now she replied to a tweet or something and was like, yeah, I don't know. And then she went on the record, I want to say with Page 6 or someone, maybe it was Radar Online, that she's like, yeah, I don't know who they talked to. I'm not going anywhere. There has been no discussion.
But I don't,
so
I
she's
don't know
claiming
if I
she
want to
wasn't.
recap it if she's on that.
No, but listen, she's claiming she wasn't fired. That doesn't mean she wasn't. That's just in Mary's world.
Okay, but I hope they're smart
I
enough
don't
to
believe
know
a
that
word she says.
no one wants to see her back on there.
I'm guessing she's saying, no, that has never been said. I haven't heard that. Maybe because she didn't go to the reunion. She's not returning phone calls. She hasn't read anything. She hasn't signed any
I
contracts.
feel like Andy said on his podcast that it's not like she's out.
Again, it could be like she personally did not hear it or in her mind.
She hears whatever she wants to hear.
But according in Mary's world, she is coming back for a season 3, even though they're filming it currently. So yeah, follow that one.
I don't want to
She's
see her anymore.
Looney Tunes, cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Oh, and then also
and
you sent
also-
me that TikTok thing that was like, apparently the next 2 episodes of Salt Lake City, something huge is going to be revealed.
Yeah.
And it's going to change the lives of the Housewives forever.
But I always feel like Andy says that kind of stuff. This is the most explosive reunion yet. And you're like, wow, because they all show up looking like shit.
I mean, I love a reunion. I've been watching just the reunions of a bunch of different 90 Day Fiancés because I feel like you get the whole gist of everything.
Yeah, that is true. And we're going to get to that in just a second. But I also want to point out a little fact for you because I know you love the O.J. Simpson trial. You like always just have your, your finger on the pulse of this, case.
I mean, we got to get him. Like he's innocent, you guys.
Right. Yeah. 25 years ago today, on Nick Kachanoff and Rosa Parks' birthday, O.J. Simpson was found liable in the deaths of Ron Goldman and Nicole Simpson.
In the civil trial.
Yes. So I'm sure, I don't know, when you go write your diary tonight, I know it's always like your first thing. You're like, okay, what is the latest status on that O.J. case? So there you go. And I'm sure he has followed through with all of his obligations with that, clearly.
Oh, for sure.
Well, we do have 2 guests coming on a little later to talk about And Just Like That.
Yes. I mean, it had to happen. It had to happen.
Yeah, for the season, maybe series finale? I doubt it.
No.
HBO's getting viewers.
Now, did you watch the documentary?
No.
Oh, it's good, actually. It's better than the show.
It's good, she says. Okay,
it'll give you more nostalgia than the show. And they talk about all the new characters, but Che Diaz gets maybe like a minute.
Okay.
Like they definitely knew. Like, all right, well, we'll touch on her, or them, because we have to, but, the audience doesn't really want to see them, so.
Right.
But a lot of, there's a whole sequence where they're just picking out different costumes, and Sarah Jessica Parker's trying them all on, and then it shows, like, the outfit in the show, and it was like porn for me. I was like, this is so fucking cool. Also, I kind of gotta say, this whole Kim Cattrall, Sarah Jessica Parker thing, I cannot believe that Sarah Jessica Parker was ever bitchy to anyone in her life, because she is so nice and polite to everyone. I mean, this is all on camera, of course, but...
Actually, this almost mirrors a you and Renee situation.
How? We were never friends, though.
Well, no, I mean, like, behind the scenes.
Oh. Oh yeah, like when nobody's watching or listening.
Yeah, what is the backstory?
Okay,
something's
that
going
is true.
on there.
That is true. I mean, I'm on Kim Cattrall's side too. I'm on Kim Cattrall's side in the way that when I rewatched the episode last night of Sex and the City and she appears, I said out loud, "Oh, Samantha," because you're like, she's so good in the show.
Yeah, but then you got to remember like the skilly-relax when she does her little.
Hooray!
God, I mean that's Looney Tunes.
Yeah, no, that's
crazy.
Wild. Yeah,
well, we'll get into that a little bit later with our special guest. But should we get into 90 Day Fiance? I have a little surprise for you when we get to a certain person.
Sure.
But you said you have some 90 Day Fiance news.
Well, it was more about just the background of the Gino thing because I watched that interview with what's his name, Tom Yates, Jim Yates. Tim Yates?
John Yates?
John Yates, that's the one.
Okay.
It was the girl that was texting Jasmine. And then her friend was in this interview for what seems like no reason. She really seems to want to insert herself into the story. I don't really know what she has to do with this, but whatever. The producers were also talking to her because Gino was also trying to get with her. Fine. Okay. So what happened was she had messaged Jasmine, and then Jasmine wrote back and then blocked her. So then she got in touch with the producers and that was like a while ago, I think. I don't know, but they contacted her, the girl, and they said, "Okay, we're filming right now. So just stay on, don't text her back yet. Okay. We're going to convince her to unblock you on camera so that you can when that happened, so
it's an actual reaction."
Yeah, so that she was waiting, and then when she finally unblocked her and texted her, that's why she was writing back immediately. So she was it was like a coup. And basically Gino's just a predator and he's a shitty person. And
let's just jump into their thing.
Okay, let's do it.
Jump into their storyline. I mean, first we start out, and it was actually kind of funny because they go to the airport and he's got to take his hat off in security. And
he goes,
he doesn't want to take it off.
He does an eek, a cool type reaction.
Yeah. And then oh gosh. Okay, there we are. And then that's when she calls him a Michigan Bruce Willis. Which where is this casting call in Michigan? Because this is our third or fourth couple this season in Michigan. Chicago, Michigan. That's right. I always forget.
By way of Caitlin and Tyler.
Yeah.
Bruce Willis. Fine, whatever. I think Jasmine actually does think that.
I was going to say, I do think
she's into it.
Yeah, she's attracted to him. There's some sort of chemistry there.
I think he looks more like a minion. Mm-hmm. I feel like his head shape would be that of a minion.
So you don't think it's necessarily that he's self-conscious because he's bald, it's because of the shape of the cranium?
No, I think it's just because he's bald and he's just an arrogant prick. He meets all of these girls, and the two girls that were being interviewed were I would bet my life that this is also where he met Jasmine, is on a site called
it's a sugar baby site.
But it's called arrangements, special arrangements.
Oh, so Seeking Arrangements?
Seeking Arrangements. Oh, you know about it. Are you on there? That's how you met Dave.
Yeah. He was actually advertising himself on there.
And you're you're tall? Great.
I know. You can reach things? Can I fit in your jeans? Okay, great.
Done.
If there were a fire in the middle of the night, would I be able to throw your clothes on and have them fit if I need to run out of the house?
Right. So, cool. So, they get, and then now they're getting on this private plane, which I would consider to be a death trap.
Okay, so I looked into this place.
Okay.
So she said it's this super exclusive. It's really expensive. It's $2,500 and all this stuff.
Right.
No, you guys. Now you could take a boat there. There's no ferry there. There's a boat. But I mean, who wants to spend 2.5 hours on a boat? So I looked up, and this actually took me the longest amount of time to find how much would be that little charter private flight. And it was way cheaper than I thought it would be.
What was it?
It's $150 each round trip.
Oof. That makes me question it even more.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it makes sense because it's probably 25 minutes, takeoff to landing or something. But I was just expecting it a lot more. But it's not like it's a private jet.
This thing looks like it was built in the 30s, though.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like when the door width is like a third of what my actual car door width is.
Yeah.
You know, like it needs to have a solid like click, like a nice,
But no,
not like a little tin tink. You know,
this would tear. I would be crying the entire 25 minutes.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to go. Okay, now then this place that they get to, oh God, I should have written it down. I think it's like, I don't know, Hermosa something. And their specific room is a junior suite, not the nicest one in the whole area. I think there's only like 5 of them or something. And it was $220 a night during the low season when they went. Because remember, this is right after Christmas. So I like narrowed in the dates for December 2022. And again, and that's probably booking from the US. If you're local, I'm guessing you probably get a better deal, I would think. Mm-hmm. Right? Than if you're just like booking online. Yeah. Like if you call the place to do a deal. That includes, however, breakfast and a welcome cocktail. But then you have to get your own.
Cocktails not included after that, though?
No. But there's only, like, there is nothing on this island except that resort. Like, you can rent a little car from them to, like, drive around, but it is, like, just jungle, basically.
All right.
But then you have to get all your lunch and dinner in that same, like, main hut
Seems
area.
Fine to me. I don't really like going in.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's like dumping. The rooms really didn't look that great.
No.
The bathroom situation, and the air conditioning is just like one of those.
I mean, that's the first question.
Pop in the ceiling sort of things. But it's like full open windows and stuff. Like you're not closing. There's no air seal of that room. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I get you. No, I wouldn't do that. Just for
it's a place where the air conditioning, it's only air conditioned if you're standing directly in front of it.
Yeah.
So I don't know about this $2,500. I highly doubt they're staying there for 10 days. They're not going to have a crew on an island for 10 days with them.
Yeah, they're like, what are we going to just film you like running around?
Yeah, so I wasn't super impressed with this, but so she's trying to like talk it up like it's, I was going to say Club Med, but that just goes to show you how old I am. I don't know, what would you compare it to? Like the Four Seasons. It's not. Okay,
yeah. What did you think of how she played him in this scene?
Yeah, I
thought it was pretty diabolical. I would be way more. I was gonna say because
at first I was like, wow, okay, she's laughing at his stupid comments, like, oh, there's some birds, they look local. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the local birds.
I'd say so.
Yeah, you'd think.
I mean, it was beautiful, but yeah, I mean, she seemed pretty likable. You know,
kind of, but I could see what she was doing.
I love you. God, I was so wrong to be so judgmental of you. And then when she sat down, knowing what she knew, it's like, oh, you're a special kind of crazy.
Because if she had just started, if she just starts yelling at you, at this point you're so used to it that you're not scared. But
and you could be like, you're the crazy one.
Yeah, exactly. But she goes, are you nervous, Gino?
Uh-huh. He's like,
you
no,
could see
his
balls just going up into his body. He was
so
terrified.
Uncomfortable in that chair. He's looking around, eyes darting from the cameraman to like, oh my God, am I going to walk away? Oh, I don't know what you're going to find. Like, I don't know, 2 days ago, I texted her. All right, so she gets this text, like you said. Now we know she knew ahead of time there's something.
Yeah.
And we get cut off from the scene where she says, did you send her naked pictures of me? Now, we found the texts that were posted between her and this other woman. Do you want to be Jasmine or do you want to be Gino's ex?
I'll be Jasmine.
Okay. So
because
you're going to be purple.
I've been the other girl in this situation. I've actually been both in this situation with Bacon.
Really?
Yeah, so I'll be his, like, I'll be the current girl.
Okay, so I'm the ex. We really don't see what she initially said. Okay, so
she says, I'm Gino's ex.
Right.
He's been contacting.
Hey, we need to talk or something.
I don't think we have anything to chat about, and I trust Gino.
No, that's me. I thought.
Oh no. Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
I don't think we have anything to chat about. And I trust Gino. He has not communicated to you. If you're approaching... Oh, no, you're right. No,
that's
right.
Jasmine. You're Jasmine.
No, you said you want to be Jasmine.
I did? Just you
Yeah.
be Jasmine. Just keep being Jasmine. I'll be the other girl.
I don't think we have anything to chat about, and I trust Gino. He has not communicated to you. If you're approaching us for fame, go away. He never loved you, and good sex is not enough to get a man's heart. I wish you a happy year, and please leave me alone.
So what time was that? Can you see? Damn it, the writing.
6:15 a.m.
Okay, so now this is 4 hours later at 9:30. So, no, it's 3 hours later. All right. Well, I disagree. Of course, I only responded to Gino because of the show. But I'm messaging you to let you know that you may want to be careful with sending him your nudes since he sends them to other people. He has been messaging me for years, and most recently 2 days ago. If you would like screenshots to see, I'm not making any of it up. I would be happy to send. I think you should be aware of what you are getting into.
Okay, and then I think you send me a picture, right?
Yes, I think
it's a picture of Gino, and it looks like Jasmine's face scribbled out, and it says, "A pic is worth 1,000 words."
Okay, you sent these to me out of order. Okay, that's fine.
I did? I don't think so.
This is the Gino I know? What's the next thing you have here?
This is the Gino I know.
That is the next. Okay, so yeah, you sent them out of order. It's fine. Okay,
No,
so
that's the second one.
So I send Jasmine a picture of someone and Gino. This is the Gino I know. He preys off young, beautiful women who are in desperate points in their life that needs money. I assume you did not give him permission to share your photos and videos, and especially topless pics with me. I never opened the videos, just so you know.
Show.
Let me find that one. Okay, I did. Did you not get the screenshots I sent above?
You can be happy now. That's all I'm telling you.
Okay.
You're sick and disgusting.
Me?
Find help. Yes, you. You're depressing. I feel sorry for you. Seek help. You're not even pretty. I feel sorry for you.
That's where I just I think you have to be a little bit mentally ill to ever say something like that to somebody else.
And it gets worse, guys.
It gets way worse. But even that, just the words could never even tumble out of my mouth like molasses. I could never say that to somebody. You're not pretty. You're fat. I could never say it. All right, so
yeah.
I'm sorry that you feel that way, but Gino is the one who needs help.
I really do. No.
I have done nothing wrong.
Everyone she meant knows.
Yeah.
Knows who you are. A whore. You're less than nothing. And old and ugly and depressing. I'll prefer to die rather than being you. Look at me. Young. She's 34, by the way. Which I guess is young. But, you're not 17.
Gino is who you should be upset with, not me.
Pretty.
You don't even know me.
Intelligent. And then there's you, a piece of old meat. I'm sorry for you, seeking attention, but you're old.
Do you need me to pretend to be upset right now? I'm confused.
Something is blacked out. I understand you. You're sick. Don't worry. Plus old for your profession. That's depressing. I understand you. An old, no talent whore. I got you. You're so ugly and old. You're a joke.
You're going to tire yourself out.
You're not even good for porn.
I'm not the one to be upset with, so...
Having a whore as a mom, what a shame. Laughy face. You made my day.
Okay, have a good night also.
And let me have wonderful fake drama. Thanks, darling. Get Botox. You old face need it. And work out. I mean, you have no ass. You're an ugly whore. Look at me. So perfect. And a reality star.
I can pretend like your opinion matters to me if you need me to for your show.
And you, just a prostitute. Don't worry. Gino and I laugh at you're bipolar a lot. You just way too idiot to know. Bye, cheap whore. Thanks for letting us have today's drama. Bye, oldie. Kisses.
Adios.
Then she sent a sunglass emoji face and a heart eye emoji face. And then a photo of her and Gino in a mirror together wearing her stupid t-shirts. And then a picture of her just with the background of the resort. Getting fame, paid vacations and money. Not need to do porn as you. Your kids must be bullied at school. It's depressing having a whore as a mother. I'll pray for them. And that's it.
That's the end.
Wow.
You sent these to me in such a crazy order. I was like scrambling that whole time.
Oh, sorry. I don't know. It
It's
just
fine.
sent it.
I know.
Just how I downloaded them.
You're fine.
That is just a nasty,
No, you're a
rotten
bad person.
soul kind of person.
You're a bad person, and you do need help. Like, she needs help, but I don't even think she can be helped. Like, that is
No. I think she's rotten at the core.
To have, like, haven't we all united as women this way by now, that if somebody sends you a message warning you about their ex, that you believe them?
And his ex handled that perfectly. Like, okay, just wanted you to know, have a good night.
Want from me. Yeah, it's just, and then she's going after her kids and saying they must be bullied at school. It's so fucked up.
You're a prostitute, you're a whore, probably because this person was on a sugar baby site, which is probably where Jasmine was when she met Gino.
But
and
the girl is admittedly an escort.
Yeah, and I saw another.
But she's really pretty.
Gino's.
You can like look her up on Instagram. I don't have it.
I'm sure.
She is very pretty.
I didn't take a picture of it, but Gino was talking to, it might be the same ex, talking about how he was either talking to Jasmine or someone else, saying that he was paying them like $100 or $150 a visit for as a sugar baby instead of the 200 some. He's like, so I'm saving money because I was paying 200 some for you and having to drive to see you. So ha ha ha. Like, he's just gross.
Yeah, no,
and Jasmine is not going to stick around
together.
She's not going to like. I forgot where he's from, like Fraser, Michigan, or I don't know. She's not going to be liking to live in the suburbs of Detroit when she thinks she's going to be living this lifelong vacation. Nothing wrong with the suburbs of Detroit, but that's not Jasmine's bag, you know? And also, Jasmine, you're 34. I actually think she looks older than 34, to be honest.
Do too, yeah, for sure.
So that's the worst insult any woman can give another woman, because everyone ages. Yeah. You can't prevent that. You're going to be old too, you idiot.
Yeah, it's fucking sick. Well, anyway,
that's how that... great. You have a great banging body, but nothing else.
And then it just ends with her going, Gino, did you send naked pictures of me to her? And then next time she's going to freak out.
And honestly, he deserves it. I don't feel bad for him at all, knowing what we know now about him.
Yeah.
This is literally what you paid for.
Yeah.
By the hour. So there you go.
So who's
Have
next?
fun. She'll probably stick with him though, because she thinks that he's got way more money than he actually has.
Let's get the guy in the black suit out of the way with Mahogany.
Oh, God, Ben and Mahogany. This dude. Oh God.
There's
Why do
not
I
much
feel
to
like
say.
He looks older than 42 as well?
Yeah, like if he showed up on my Tinder or something, I'd be like, oh, he's not my age. He's not around my age.
Yeah, he seems like later 40s. Maybe it's a suntan.
I genuinely felt bad for him, though. I like almost teared up.
I don't know.
I mean, I have empathy. You gotta have empathy for someone who's just like he was upset. I feel bad. I mean, obviously this was doy. Of course this was gonna happen, but like he was really sad and like he's
but this is what you get. Guy. When he continually goes for much younger women.
This girl looks like
children's
14
ages.
in these pictures, by the way. She looks
she's
really young.
Allegedly 24. Have you seen the actual Mahogany?
No, you never. You need to send that to me.
Oh, it's all over Reddit. If you just pulled up Reddit right now and put in Mahogany, whatever, you can see it. I mean, she's a pretty average to pretty girl. I don't know how that plays in. That's what we don't know yet. Like, was someone using her photos and filtering it? Is she in on it? That we don't know. One of my favorite things that, I was going to say TLC, but Sharp Entertainment, whatever, whenever they have people, again, I think we saw this in Seeking Sister Wife, people who are waiting around at the airport, and it's like, oh gosh, are they going to arrive? Are they not? They always get like a pilot and a flight attendant rolling out with their suitcase.
Which is like, that's it. That's all, folks.
Yep. We're wrapping it up. The planes are closed for the night. So he's just waiting in the parking lot for her. She's not showing up. And then he gets in the car with the taxi driver who did not sign up for this. No. He had no idea what he was in for.
You're putting cameras in my car? Okay.
He thinks he's on The Amazing Race. There's Ben in the back. He's like, Estoy muy triste. I met a girl and she's supposed to be aquí.
She's supposed to be aquí.
She's supposed
like, don't
to
even
be
say the one word.
I know. Pretty sure
God.
he caught on. Oh my God. And even the taxi driver's like, she didn't call you, man? Oh, that's bad.
Yeah, it's bad. That's bad.
Getting catfish, bro. God. So I guess we'll see. I have a feeling, I don't know, what's your prediction with this one? Like, how's this going to play out?
I want someone to show up.
I think what's going to happen is the production's going to help track down Mahogany, and she's not going to know that her pictures, that her very filtered pictures were being used to catfish him.
Oh, yeah, that's good. I like that. Yeah.
And he'll see the actual Mahogany and be like, oh, she's too average. Jesus didn't want it just an average girl for me. Jesus just really wants me to have young 20-year-old girls who also love Jesus.
Who's left? Ella and Johnny. And
I guess we could talk about them real quickly.
No, I mean, who cares? I don't care about them at all. She asked her parents for money. She's a cow whisperer. She's gonna meet him in Dubai.
She's as much a cow whisperer as I am a cowgirl. Okay,
or a horse girl.
Yeah, except I was the cow in that situation. I'm just running. I'm bolting. I'm getting out of there. Yeah, Johnny's afraid of COVID. He doesn't want to come to the U.S. Don't blame him. I wouldn't want to come to the U.S. at that time either. So he's considering going to Dubai, and then she would go to Dubai and spend 2 weeks with him there. I actually don't think that's a bad idea.
No, I think that's a good idea. And then the mom is like, I'm really nervous about Dubai. I'm like, Dubai is like one of like the safest places you can go. Dubai is like
at
great.
This point, Dave was sitting here watching with me, and he's been to Dubai a couple times for business, and he was like, oh, they don't know what they're talking about. Oh, that's like one of the safest places in the world. It's westernized. She wouldn't have to worry about that. They're, and I'm like, okay, world traveler.
But it is true. All right.
But anyway, so he disagrees with that. But listen, I mean, I don't think they're going to work out, but I would rather them go spend 2 weeks together and figure that out than him move here.
Yeah, I'd watch that, but whatever. I feel like they're getting written off the show really quick. Speaking of people who are getting written off the show, we have Alina and Caleb.
I could not watch any of their scenes. I didn't watch.
I'll give you a rundown. Caleb's pretending to be upset, but he's deep down, he's like, sweet, I have a reason to like not see this through. But they were filming season 2.
So ugly, and his hair is so disgusting.
Well, he's so mad at her, he goes to work out. And then Elijah says goodbye to him, and they have like a little like man-to-man moment. And then as Elijah's pulling away in the car, he just yells out the window, "Don't be a dick, Caleb. Bye." It's pretty fun.
Too late.
Now Alina takes Caleb to a Turkish bathhouse. This was
okay. I saw that in my little fast forward. There was something with bubbles and foam. I'm like, I don't want to know.
They're just bathing them together, and Alina's wearing her like, I guess that pajama top, and
God, she loves that thing with her boobs popping out.
Yeah, well, she might as well have just been naked because they're pouring water all over her. I'm like, I can see your entire boobs. Like, it was just the amount of boobs I had to see in this episode that I didn't ask for. And that's it. And then they discuss like, we'll continue discussing this and we'll figure it out by the time we leave.
Okay, I just heard you fart. I heard that.
That was my phone. It's doing this weird thing where when it vibrates now,
it farts when air comes out of your butt.
It does sound like a fart. But what do you think that is? It's like, do you think it's getting rickety, or do you think there's water in it or something? Like now,
I think it just buzzed.
It buzzed, but it never used to make a sound like that. Now it goes like in my hand, I'll like feel it through my whole body. Is it like, what's happening?
It goes like, is it like after you eat and stuff?
It's more of like a
like when you're bending down after you eat a large meal.
Let's move on. We have to be on with Justine and Colin in like 10 minutes.
Okay. All right. Okay. So, and also Alina was fired because she has used some unsavory words.
So I don't even know. Sucks. Also, this episode the next episode isn't even for 2 weeks. So she might be.
Oh, why? Oh, maybe Super Bowl.
It's the Super Bowl, and I think the Olympics.
No. Oh, okay, gotcha.
Which I can.
All right. So Mike and Jimena, I think we need to save Kimberly for the end. All right, so
the bell of
Mike and Jimena are leaving. Did you clock the hat he was wearing?
Did I clock the hat?
Okay.
It's like how Gino has the good Panama
Is it
hat?
like this one? Is this is the exact same hat? Do you know that? This is the exact same hat, because when Dave was traveling in the Middle East, one of the guys like bought him one of these hats because it's super sunny. Dave's never worn it when he got home, but it's like one of those, you know, little stands on the side of the road where you pick up the hat for the white guys because they're gonna get sunburned. It's the exact same hat.
It looks good on you though, not so much on Mike.
I think you need to see it in person. It's like it's like a caballero.
Yeah, it's like a cowboy hat / sun hat. It's cute on you though.
I think it's because maybe if I took the belt off, I could like shape it. Anyway, I'll take a picture of it because it is the exact same hat. Paige and I matched it up.
They're in the cab, and him the way he's blowing his nose, like he blows his nose and then he sticks his two fingers,
puts his fingers,
and like is just searching around in there, and it just has Jimena looking at him and not even really reacting, but you can still sense that she's in her head. She's going, "Fucking gross."
I mean, listen. I'm sure Dave has blown his nose like that if he's having a cold and it's dripping. I don't know because I don't like stare at him. But this is 1 week into knowing her in person. You should be on your absolute best behavior.
She's already told you that you gross him out. So then he tries to put it in the seat, which
disgusting.
It's so that is
someone
outrageous.
Else's car.
And
you're
like,
putting
you
it in the back pocket.
And then he's just like, no garbage. And then he kind of looked like,
put it in your fucking pocket.
Yeah, well, then he's like, okay, I'm sorry. But like, dude, what the fuck? And he's not wearing a mask now for the whole rest of the scene.
Hold it in your hand. Like, hold it, bundle it up in your hand and do not unclasp your hand or put it in your pocket, your back pocket. You're a guy.
You're holding a bag or something. Right? So fucking gross. And then he tells her
and disrespectful to the cab driver.
So disrespectful. And the cab driver's like, here, take this bag.
Yeah.
Then he says that he has ADHD. And I'm like, okay, fine. Most people have that. I'm pretty sure I have undiagnosed ADHD.
That has nothing to do with putting your dirty tissues in someone else's car, though.
It can make your concentration go, but that doesn't make you like a farting, burping.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I mean, now, you could say on the flip side of this, she is also not the greatest. Like, she should be a little bit more open-minded to forgive some of those things, considering she also lied about ever being able to have children with him,
dating
possibly having murderers after them.
And it has only been like 3 days, but... Okay,
right. I would also argue, if you really want to have babies with someone, maybe don't lead with, I have something... It's almost like a learning disability. It has something with the brain.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking that too.
Don't go into that. She's not going to be like, oh, yeah, definitely need to procreate with you. I would say probably the most offensive thing in this whole episode, in regards to the boogers, is the pasta with cheese sauce.
She's like, I'm trying really hard. I've been kind of picking up my clothes every so often, and I'm telling. This looked like this was so different. This is like what you would picture the epitome of a bachelor in Long Island.
Worse.
Like, spaghetti with was it Kraft Dinner cheese sauce that he had brought?
No, I think it was just like a packet of Parmesan sprinkles.
Okay, and then butter,
a splash of milk. I'm just thinking about noodles and milk, spaghetti noodles and milk. Gross.
Well, I mean, that's kind of what Kraft Dinner is. It's spaghetti, cheese sauce, and
cheese
milk and butter.
There's way more cheese. Yeah.
And this was al dente. It looked like it was cooked. Te amo. It looked. Te amo. She won't even let the kids eat it. She's like, "Don't eat it. It'll give you a."
And then she was taking up her fork, going, hum, nom, 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 nom. She was just moving her mouth, pretending she's eating.
If you can't,
your son's like, "Can I eat it?" She's like, "No, it's gonna give you colic. Just go to bed."
I just watched an episode with Georgia and Fisa where she makes pasta for the first time, and it was like the weirdest thing I've ever seen. She like she makes the pasta, and then she puts the pasta on the plate, and then just spoons out of the jar ragu onto the pasta on the plate, and then mixes it up.
Doesn't even heat it up?
No, and then Jorge's like, "This is good." George.
Ooh, no, gross. Make your own sauce too. It's just so much easier. Okay, so then he ends up getting the blessing from her dad to propose to her. Her dad's like,
you need to learn Spanish.
Right.
But I would almost argue if she's moving to the States, she should probably also learn English.
Yeah, but he should
Probably a
also
little
learn
more
Spanish
important.
too.
Agreed.
Okay, so he goes to the park with the kids, and he's using the translator app, and he just keeps going, see? I'm gonna leave soon. I love little boys. Can I be your dad? See? Love
But
you.
they genuinely
Those
love him
little
so much.
kids.
They're so cute. And it made me heartbroken because I'm like, there's no way this is working out. And now they're like in love with him. And
When little kids speak Spanish, and maybe it's just because my nieces, were little, spoke Spanish, and I go visit my sister in Costa Rica, and all their little neighbor friends were all just like, their little Spanish voices. It's just so freaking cute.
Or
when
when a
like,
kid
"Sí,
speaks.
no tengo papa." Oh my God, it killed me.
When a kid speaks in like an English accent or a Scottish accent, you sent me that TikTok where that little girl got drawn on. Like she got with marker. And she's like, no, it's not funny. I have school tomorrow.
Yes. Yeah, she was Scottish.
Yeah,
it's not really proper, I tell you. I don't know what I just went into there, but yeah, it's so adorable. So yeah, these boys are sweet, and they do like him. So I don't know.
Anyway,
she's obviously with him for a better lifestyle, not necessarily
right. And I think
love.
that she actually would. I don't think she would cheat on him. Really, I think that she would just suck it up, and she would learn to love him. However, I'm so icked out by him, and I haven't even been in his presence that I couldn't do it. There would have to be a moment where you just have to release yourself to the universe. Be like, God. I love him. Gotta love him. Fine.
He's not for me.
Are you ready to talk about the Belle of DePaul?
You mean yummy, 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 yummy?
Oh, God.
Can I just say, this was, well, wait, first of all, did they, do some under the clothes touching? Because the very first thing she goes, boobs. Yeah, she's like, we haven't really kissed yet. I haven't kissed him yet, but last night was really nice because there were some body parts touching. Do you notice the glow? You notice the glow?
I noticed when she started laughing that she has a Mary Brown dead tooth in front.
And there's some, crossing over. There's, a little, snaggle, a backward snaggle tooth. So did she, jerk him off?
No, I don't even think it was. I think it was just, boobies? Cuddling stuff.
Okay, but tonight, I want some intimacy. I know, I'm like, Kimberly, stop it right now. You are embarrassing
everyone.
The secondhand embarrassment is so strong watching all of this.
Bad. Well, he talks to his friends, and they're like, I don't know. They're like,
it's gonna be a sex night. Yeah. Jesus, yeah. And so Kimberly is all... she's all geared up. It's do or die, basically. Cheers to getting some tonight. I look cute. Got my liquid courage, my lingerie, no makeup, the way he likes me. Hashtag I won. I think she meant hashtag winning, which is even worse.
Yeah, well, no one's winning in this situation.
And also, just the confidence. Amanda, what percent confidence do you have in comparison to Kimberly?
Oh, 0?
Yeah, I have maybe 1/64th of her amount of confidence.
That is just the outfit that she chose. I'm like, who told you?
It's not lingerie.
It is not lingerie.
It's a nightgown from I'd say Kohl's.
Yeah, Ross dress
which is
for less.
Fine. But maybe something that lifts and supports or pushes together. She has ski slope boobies.
She does, and there are things you could get that would
be flattering.
There's lingerie made for every type of body. This would flatter no one unless you're
it's just cotton and it's thin and it's a little clingy.
Sticks. Yeah, it's clingy.
Yeah. It's so that kind of fabric that always has some sort of
friction.
Yeah, static.
Static.
There's a little bit of static cling no matter what.
That's what you
but she doesn't care. Not bad for 50.
See, if she bought something with a big
underwire,
push them up, get some cleavage going, and then it could just be, that could cover your boobs.
Like a baby girl. What are they? A baby doll?
Baby doll. Yeah, and then the rest of it could be kind of see-through, but, down to her mid-calf. But, not completely see-through, but flowy.
Or just Yeah, like a silky top, almost like what Alina always wears, but then you have like a silky robe over it.
Yeah, she just has the hotel robe.
Oh God, it's so bad.
But the
and
worst
she is
moment...
downing that champagne.
Oh yeah,
wow.
and she's like, "Let me get you some champagne," and she pours him like a
yeah.
She hands it to him, and like the moment seen around the world is when he's like, she's like, "What do you think of the baby doll?" And he's like, I believe him. I mean, I don't believe him, but
the bed.
No, the bed. But then she goes, "What do you think of my outfit?" And then he turns and he goes, "Oh wow, sexy!" Like he's doing a good job at pretending, and then he sits down and he goes, "Let me see," and he peels the thing away.
The boob,
and the boob is aiming out at a 45-degree angle.
Yeah, her boob is just out to the right,
and then he goes, "Wow," and then he like covers it back up.
No.
Then she takes the whole thing off.
Yeah, her boob is like turning to go out the door just as quickly as he is.
Yeah,
like even her boobs are like, "I'm out of here."
Yeah, like the boob is uncomfortable.
Please. So immediately he just goes, "No sex," and then I wrote all this down. But okay, for me, this is basically you can go and just Google right now Harvey Weinstein audio.
Oh yeah,
that audio, and it is the exact same stuff that Harvey Weinstein was saying.
Don't leave.
Yeah. Why won't you have sex with me? Why? When? I'm legit about to cry right now. Like, this is bullshit. You need to make a decision like now. This is crazy. You don't want me? Just admit you don't want me. If you admit it, I'll be fine. Which is hilarious. She'll be totally cool if he just admits it, right? Seriously, I'm getting more champagne because I can't live with that. You're not leaving. No, you're not. You're not leaving, so you're leaving now. That's bullshit. So you withhold sex? That's what you do? No, you're not leaving. Okay, then she chases him down the stairs.
Yeah.
And he just keeps saying, like, I don't want to have sex, get my bags. And she's like, no, you have to come in the room to come get your bags.
Just sleep with me. Just sleep with me. Just
she's like, look at me. No, come here. Come here. Just look at me. Now it's like Ron and Sam on Jersey Shore.
Oh,
like, don't leave. Don't
leave.
And
he is not doing anything wrong. Like, he's a piece of shit and a con artist, obviously. But, when she, then they lay down and then she's like, okay, so he's like, so we're just going to sleep, right? And she's like, yes, but and then he does the whole like Kimberly, and she's like, "Oh my god, you're so stupid," and he starts kind of flirting with her just to alleviate the situation or the heat.
Yep.
And then she gets mad. She goes, "I can't do this. I can't do this. Excuse me." She like climbs over.
She goes, "I want sex. Is that bad? I don't know how you feel, and it bothers me. It bothers me so bad. Like, tell me. Just like look at me and tell me. Am I gonna go back home heartbroken? Like, tell me. Are you going to?" No, like, I want to have sex. No, don't kiss my arm. Get off me. You're such an asshole, for real. Get off me. What am I here for? I need to know how you feel about me. I mean, Jamal is, my son is going to cuss you out like a dog, and I don't want that to happen.
Yeah.
He's just like, no, it's like always been me and Jamal, okay? He like, you have to get his approval. He's my baby. Why are we talking about excuse me, your sexy baby right now? This is crazy. So then she's like, no, I just want to go to sleep. I just want to go to sleep, Usman. Stay here with me tonight. Like, you are fucking psychopathic.
You're all over the place. And he's like,
Stop drinking.
She's like, Jamal's going to be mad because you're treating me like shit. And he's like, am I treating you bad? He's like, why are you? He isn't. He is not doing anything. He's doing
He doesn't want to have sex with you.
Yes. Like, sorry.
And he probably led you on. He never said we're having sex when you get here, but he led you on.
I mean, he did take off his shirt and then like peel away to reveal dead breast.
I mean, like, honestly, he probably would have had sex with her after the cameras left if she would have just like shut up.
Yeah.
He probably would have.
I know. That's what the other podcast was saying too. Like, if she had kept her chill, this would have happened.
Yeah. Oh, I'm recording. Sorry, Dave just came home early.
Hey,
he probably came looking for his hat that I have over here.
It's so sunny outside. It's a sheet of ice, Amanda.
Yeah, it is. So she's crazy. I'm guessing he just didn't sleep with her on camera and put up this fight because whoever he's actually having a relationship with, maybe that ex that he wants to get back with.
Yeah, it's like, just keep your chill, girl. And like at night, you can be caressing each other and then your hand slips down there. Whoopsies.
Exactly.
A little rubby action. Anyway, we have our guests waiting in the green room.
Oh.
So we're going to take a break right now for a second, but you guys will never know because we're going to come back seamlessly. And we'll be back to talk about And Just Like That.
Hey, bartender, can you give me a shot? Let me take the mic, guys. It's me, Che Diaz. Yikes. Well, the room just suddenly got quiet.
Well, you mentioned Che Diaz, and then, the air just goes out of the room.
We got nervous.
All right, well, our very special guests are here. We have Colin Drucker and Justine Elizabeth from everywhere.
From everywhere. Yes, but
around the world.
Heard around the world. Yeah. Colin, tell us where we can find you, and then hand it over to Justine.
Sure. So you can, of course, also find me on Best Supporting Podcast with fellow friend of the pod, but not And Just Like That watcher.
Birthday boy.
Happy birthday boy. Happy birthday, Nick. Happy birthday.
Boy.
Yeah, so happy birthday, Nick. Wish you were here, but you won't watch And Just Like That. And you can also find me on In the Details, a celebration of nuance, and All Right Mary, talking about Drag Race and drag-related shows. But more importantly, you can find me here on We Love to Hate Everything, talking about And Just Like That.
Yay, this is our first guest, actually.
Oh.
You can also find Colin on my podcast, The Shore Store. He's a regular guest where I talk about all things Jersey Shore, Floribama Shore, and also my other podcast, Friends of the Countess, where I talk everything Real Housewives of New York City, a rewatch podcast.
Don't get me started.
So our whole group chat is here except for Nick. Nick on our and Sex and the City discussions is the equivalent to me when you guys talk about Real Housewives. Where I'm like watching, but I don't want you to separate into your own thing because I enjoy watching it because I'm like, one of these days I'll catch up on this thing and I'll be able to understand it. And hopefully that's where Nick is too, in his headspace.
Yeah, like yesterday when you said, "What's this friend Dorinda?" She's talking about. I was like, "You don't know who Dorinda is?" All right, we'll come back to that. Yeah.
I mean, I couldn't pick her out of a lineup of two people.
How dare you?
Two white women stand next to each other. Couldn't tell you which one she is.
Yeah. Does it help she has a drinking problem? Yeah. Does that narrow it down?
Narrows it down.
Yeah. She's a blonde, cis, straight,
racist.
I think she might be one of the few that's not in New York, actually.
That's refreshing.
She's got that going for her.
Yeah.
Hey, Nick, if you're listening to this today on your birthday, I think you should treat yourself by getting wasted and or high and binging the shit out of this fucking show. And Just Like That.
It's such a fun show to watch. Like, it literally, like, no pun intended, I love to hate it. Like, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think if it was just like a good show, like if it was just like one of the better seasons of Sex and the City, now in retrospect, I think I would be disappointed because I love what this last 10 weeks has been. This like pop cultural movement of, hey, it's Che Diaz, and just like all of the obscenely ridiculous plot points and moments in the show that like I feel like we're being trolled, but we're not. And so I kind of love how
I'm still not sure that we're not being trolled about it though, because I swear they listen to your guys' episodes and like go back and re-edit it. Like I swear they have to do that.
Well, because I mean, if you look at the Che Diaz scene from this week, they let her go out on a banger. Mm-hmm. Like what's all of the most obnoxious things that Che could do, and let's have them do it in this last episode.
Absolutely. Yeah, but we were not subjected to their their comedy concert. I felt like that was, to your point, Justine. It was like they were like, let's edit in where Che knows their comedy's bad. And then they're going to sing California Girls. Exactly. So joke's on us, you know?
They clearly couldn't get the rights to Katy Perry, California Girls. Beach Boys, I think, is a little more accessible.
Yeah. And I Kissed a Girl would have been a little too on the nose.
Oh, careful.
Right. Careful.
I was talking about Miranda.
We won't say it anymore. Sorry. But at least this. I mean, this is the equivalent of like on Will and Grace when they would have Karen sing because Megan Mullally can sing, or when they'd have Jane Krakowski sing and Ally McBeal because she can sing. And so this is just Sarah Ramirez can sing, so let's have them sing. So that was fine, but they also gave her this song that did nothing for her. It was this low kind of monotone, and I was like, this sounds fine, I guess.
Oh, that was them actually singing?
Yeah, but Sarah Ramirez is like has an amazingly fierce voice. It's unbelievable. So you should look
it was
them
pretty
up.
unremarkable.
Well, because the song it doesn't do anything. It's just I wish they all could be California girls.
And Miranda sitting there like
shot.
Yeah, take a shot every time Miranda says, "Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going. No, I don't know. I don't know what's going on." And that wig is just holding on for dear life.
Oh my god.
Okay.
And I always thought that I was the only person that noticed the teeth situation. I was like, somebody who's on TV, her teeth are pretty whack, you know?
Yeah,
they're not as bad in the original series.
I think she had lipstick on her teeth when she was talking to Naya, the teacher.
Probably.
It looked like there was a little bit of red on the front teeth.
Oh, it's a character thing. Miranda would have
Miranda,
lipstick on her teeth,
Yeah.
When Miranda walks into Naya's office, she's like, Miranda Hobbs doesn't get an A-. And Naya's like, ooh, somebody's in a sassy mood today. She didn't say anything.
Right. And like, what a weird situation to say to the professor who would be grading you. Oh, I don't get A-. I was like, I think this is a conflict of interest.
Their whole relationship is.
I started thinking that when she left the office, I was like, wait, like she probably does have to give her an A. Like, could she give her a C?
Because
Not
like,
if they want to be friends.
I got
That's so
drunk with
weird.
you. Like, I know your like deepest, darkest secrets.
I know your ovulation timing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know you don't
C?
actually want a kid. I can tell your
Yeah.
husband that right now.
Sounds like A material to me, Naya. Yeah.
Do you guys want to start from like kind of the beginning of the episode and move our way through, or go girl to girl? Because we're doing a recap here.
Okay, before we get started, I have a question.
Yeah.
I know, Amanda, you did, but Jodie and Colin, did you guys watch the original Sex and the City, like all the way through? Were you guys fans of it?
I did not watch it originally, like when it came out, and it wasn't like something I watched. Like, I feel like there were a lot of people who had like Sex and the City on DVD, like like people in college would just have that on their shelves, and I never had that experience. It wasn't until I think a couple of years ago where I finally just binged the whole thing, and you kind of just get into the world of Sex and the City and you buy into it, and like I definitely got invested, and there's some really great episodes and really great moments, and and some great acting from all of them.
That's the thing is you forget that, like, you almost have to go back and watch it now and be like, oh no, it was good. I wasn't delusional. It was a good show. And I just assigned Jodie for TRP the episode 1, the one where Miranda and Steve are in the laundry room with the candles, and they like tell each other they love each other.
Yep.
And I cry. So you have to remember that it was good.
It was.
Yeah.
Another good one is like when Miranda's mother dies and she has to go to the funeral. That's
called My Motherboard Myself, and it's the one where Carrie's computer breaks down, and like because of Aiden, because Aiden does a Control-Alt-Delete or whatever on it, and she's like, "You're not supposed to do that on a Mac," and it was very relatable.
Yeah, that's a good one. That has a great little moment where for once in this show, even in just like that, where Carrie is not being wildly selfish and she does something selfless.
Oh my
in that
God.
episode.
That's what stands out to me as someone who I don't think I've ever seen it all the way through. I remember
That surprises me because you were
after
the
I
exact
had my kids.
You were the exact age of like, there's the 3-year age gap. I think I was the exact age that it was aimed toward, like, but we were both in college,
Probably.
and I'm surprised that you weren't watching this with like your friend.
No, I remember just watching. I was gonna say reruns. Oh my God, on demand after I had the kids, like on the treadmill in the basement, like HBO on demand, just kind of throwing some random ones on, and I wasn't turned off by it. So I kind of know the general gist of characters, and when. Oh, what's his name? John Corbett?
Yeah.
When he was
Aiden.
on there. I always thought he was hot.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Aiden. Yeah. He was like, it was like, what are you doing with Big? Go with Aiden.
Yes.
Yeah.
I never got into the whole Big storyline. I think that's where I started petering off.
But
I was like, I don't get
Aiden
it.
is the Cole DeBoer, and Big is the Adam.
Oh, how dare you?
Oh,
No.
God. Wow.
That is kind of how it is.
Wow. There's some truth to that. But, like, Aiden also, like, John Corbett also has, like, my favorite line delivery of all of Sex and the City. You broke my heart.
Oh, he's wearing that white. That episode is called Ghost Town.
Oh, and it's just like, it also feels so good that he's like yelling at Carrie. I'm like, finally, someone needs to yell at her. I know that's mean, but if you watch Sex and the City, she deserves it.
Yeah, you don't.
Okay, so even in the old one, she's selfish, and it's all.
She
about
always
her.
turns the conversation back to her. Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Okay.
The episode.
Yeah, because it's pretty insufferable in this one.
The episode where her and Aiden have, it's called The Good Fight, I think, where they are living together and they're like all over each other and like they're arguing about like deodorants and stuff. Mm-hmm. And she's like, she finds his Rogaine and she's like, are you losing your hair? And he's like, well, I don't want to talk about it. That's another great line.
Yeah.
Is he the one that broke up with her over the Post-it note?
No, that's Berger.
Okay.
Oh, did you not watch it either, Justine?
Okay, so I've seen it before, like, randomly when it's been on and stuff like that. And I've been to a few Sex and the City parties where we've, like, played it. But obviously, you're not actually, like, watching TV at those.
Right, yeah,
so,
you're drinking.
So, no, I've never seen it all the way through. So I was going to ask if you think it's worth it for me to do a whole
100%,
watch of it.
100%.
Okay.
You will be so hooked. It's such a time and place of New York but it's, and you know, you have to kind of erase the fact that there are no black characters in it really, and it's very tone deaf.
Well, there's no black people in New York City though. So.
Just like Friends,
like
they don't have a black character until like the 10th season. It's like, okay, so now you do it. But I have seen both Sex and the City movies because I had a friend who was really into them, so I went to the theater with him to watch them. But yeah, so
no, I'd say it's definitely worth it. You'll love it. You'll get hooked real quick. The first couple seasons are rough, but
I have a question about Steve.
Yeah.
Is he supposed to be from Boston? Because he like
I don't know what.
Or is that supposed? Because he reads as like hardcore Boston to me instead of like New York. Like his accent's a little much.
His accent's like this. It's just it's not really New York. It's kind of Boston. It's kind of everything.
Is that how he really talks? Or
yeah, I think so.
He's like the male version of Barbara.
Yeah, where it's like it's just an ambiguous accent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it could be Rhode Island.
Yeah. I love that one. Oh boy. Well, yeah, I don't know. What do you want to do? Scene by scene?
Not necessarily, but let's kind of just go from the beginning and like let's just see.
Okay.
I'm going from memory. I didn't really write anything down. Did you guys write anything down?
No.
I could only watch it once.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
I'm with you, Colin.
Yeah. I could certainly go by like moment, like I feel like throughout this show, like the recap is like the moments you go, oh come on.
Yes.
And I feel like, I mean, it opens like within, I don't know, 50 seconds of the episode, Che Diaz is getting on the mic. There's a groan, yeah.
We open with the podcast, bringing it back to that podcast, and they're talking about the worst break. So we've already discussed this on the group chat, but we're talking about our worst breakups, right? And I forget what Bobby Lee says. I mean, whatever. And then Che Diaz is a girl broke up with me on FaceTime. How is that a bad breakup? That seems like a very generous breakup. Like, okay, we'll do it over FaceTime. I won't make you get dressed up and come meet me at 10 p.m. like Carrie did with the teacher, but on FaceTime.
Right.
And she's like, it was weird because she was like so nice, but then also so mean. It was like, it might as well be 2 FaceTime.
Where's the Price is Right horn when you need it? You know?
I mean, Walter could have written a better joke than that.
Absolutely.
Oh my God.
But then Carrie.
I mean, they're in stitches over these jokes.
Well, I got one. I can beat all of you. And I was like, don't say my husband's dead. Don't say my husband. I was like, say the Post-it.
That's what I thought she was going to say, honestly.
Yeah. Or say, like, any of the millions of guys that have broken up with you for some reason. And nope, my husband died. And then I said on the group chat, she could have still talked about Big breaking up with her because he's broken up with her in 100.
Yeah, I got left at the altar.
Yeah, I got left at the altar. I beat him in the street with a bouquet of flowers.
Right.
Or I killed him in the shower.
Yeah, I didn't call 911.
Yeah, that was more her breaking up with him, kind of, huh?
Yeah, really. She really just like let him go. I love that it's considered, of all of the awful things that Big has done to Carrie, she considers the greatest offense his attempt at staying healthy by staying on the Peloton and having a heart attack.
By the way, I am wearing a Peloton sweatshirt that has sleeves.
Oh
my God,
in honor of it today.
You're so cold.
Yeah, I mean, oh God. And just going back to the whole Carrie thing, the fact that she lived in, bought and sold how many apartments just within these, 10 episodes?
Whatever happened to that one on the water that
Well, there was
apparently
beeping Amanda.
There was a beeping. I mean, couldn't they just watch the end of that Friends episode to figure out how they solved the beeping? I mean, like that. Also, I had like stuck to my guns that everything in that apartment was CGI.
But it's not.
It's not.
Because I watched the documentary and they do an interview with them standing there and they're there.
It's like, why does it look so fake?
Yeah.
It
almost looks like the apartment in the other two. The sister, why am I forgetting her name?
I haven't watched that in a while. I need to get
whatever. She was,
Brooke.
showing Brooke. She was the apartment agent.
Oh,
It
yeah,
almost
you're
looked
right,
like that apartment.
Yeah, the empty one she was sleeping in. Yeah. So I take it back. It wasn't CGI, but much like the rest of this show, it still didn't work. It still fell off,
Someone's going to leave you a bad review about that, Colin.
Someone's going to leave you a bad review about that.
Yeah,
so I apologize.
I mean,
just wait. We already talked about O.J. Simpson and Rosa Parks at the top of the show. So.
Well, I don't know whether it was this feed or one of the paid ones, but I was just listening to an episode where you were talking about Taylor Swift, and it was the ultimate careful moment.
Were you nervous?
Yeah.
I clutched my chest. Yeah, I was like, careful. Oh, God. Careful.
However, I did agree with what you said, though.
Yeah.
So we'll leave it at that.
We'll leave it at that. You can sign up for our paid. I don't know what episode it was. So.
It was the TRP Ashley Simpson episode because you guys were
Perfect.
comparing Ashley Simpson live to Avril and Taylor.
Yeah, so you can figure out what I probably said.
Yeah, so you get some new subscribers and some new 1-star reviews. Balance out. Yeah.
Don't even care.
I've been stung by the Bayhive before. I'm just keeping quiet. Not saying a thing.
All right. So we're done with the
gonna say
podcasting. The producer is back, though.
The Act One
Which
Done
has just been
producer.
simmering. That's been on simmer.
I guess.
Yeah. Well, the teacher. It could not have been a bigger asshole to this teacher, who has been nothing but nice to her.
Yeah, they had a good date. She's being standoffish.
Right.
I was surprised they even went on a third date, but I guess I just feel like he's a glutton for punishment. He's like, okay, well, we tried the first time and we threw up. We tried the second time and you made me get all dressed up and ready to go and then you canceled on me.
Yeah.
Now we're going to try the third time and you're going to gaslight me into thinking this is going well until I try to kiss you, and then you're going to act like I tried to spit in your mouth.
Yeah, and like you guys, we've all been there where you don't really want to kiss someone, but you can fake it. You can fake a better kiss. You don't have to be that genuine when you kiss someone. Just make it a good kiss and then get upstairs and brush your teeth, rinse your mouth out.
Just what about his feelings? It's always just all about her.
Yep. God. That's about right. And I guess I thought they were going to navigate some new love affair, but he's obviously not going to be joining season 2.
I guess. Then what's the point of him?
What was the point of Gloria? Big secretary who was crying her eyes out and knew everything about Big. Whatever happened to her?
What happened to Natasha? I thought there was a rumor out that Big left $1 million to Natasha because her child was his and she got knocked out.
That's what I thought. That's what I assumed watching that the first time.
Yeah. Or even in this episode, and I don't know if I'm jumping around too much, but when
we can jump around.
But when Carrie goes to meet with Big's brother about the ashes, and Big's like, "Where's John?" and they play out the scene as if, "Oh shit, something's gonna get revealed this episode," and then it's like, "Well, no, I know that he's dead. Where are his remains?" I was like, "That's it? You couldn't drop this bombshell that it was something else?
Anything else? I want
anything else.
We would and it's not even a fight either. There's not even a conversation later where she's like, "I want to drop him in Paris over this bridge, and the brother gets mad. No, it was just her, but you got Justine and Jodie especially. When he brought out that piece of paper and was drawing out the plots, weren't you thinking of Sister Wives?
Oh, like a hierarchy of who's where.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Like plot number 5, plot number 4. But fine, whatever, that went nowhere. It seemed like a great conversation.
Okay, so the actor who plays Beg, what's his name? Sorry.
Chris Noth.
Oh, Chris.
Okay, so he was supposed to be in these last episodes and they had cut him out. Am I correct about that? Mm-hmm. Okay. Do you guys think that would have made it like more cheesy or
it
better?
It wouldn't have done anything. Yeah, it would have been. I actually think it's probably better.
I hate that I'm saying it's almost been a year, Carrie. Get over it. But at this point, like, come on.
For the sake of the show, get over it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, remember when she had hip surgery? She got over that.
I don't remember.
So she recovers pretty quickly from things. She moves on from apartments. You know, there's no reason why, you know, she could disregard this poor widower's feelings, no problem. You'd think that she could maybe evolve a little. But
all right, so what else happens with Carrie? Let's just finish out Carrie's story then. So, like, what happens with her?
Can we talk about her and, is it Seema?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is that her name? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I thought they were going to have a lesbianist affair together.
Seema seems into her.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, Carrie's not picking up on it, but she keeps laying down these hints to see if she's going to.
And until we saw Seema with the dude in the hotel, I thought that she was into girls because it's kind of her thing, like all these guys want her kind of thing, and she's just never, I'd rather just be alone. So that's the vibe I kind of got from it, but yeah.
I think Seema's kind of a bitch too. She's kind of a bad friend because, like, she's laying in bed with this guy. She's like, we've been here for 3 days, fucking on and off, you know, whatever. And Carrie's like, it's late at night. Carrie just had this bad kiss. And then Seema just starts making out with the guy. I'd be like, can you give me 5 minutes here before you go back to
a realistic thing would be that she would step outside for a cigarette because she's a smoker. Right?
They're smoking, and they got the smoking floor though, Justine.
Well, then they're rolling around in the sheets at the end, and she has her cigarette. I'm like, oh, that's burning the sheets all over the place.
You're going to be charged for that. Also,
does smoking floors even exist anymore? I mean, maybe in New York.
Maybe. I've never heard of it. But she's going to get a yeast infection with the amount of sex they have. Just fucking calm down.
Yeah, she needs to pee that out. Yeah. Well, and I'm still not convinced she's not a ghost. Not for nothing. Like, they may be seeing her, but I just don't think she's of this planetary plane.
God. Well, and I think Carrie, they're toying with the idea of her having some sort of an Alzheimer's dementia thing. Because the brother-in-law, Chris Noth's brother, Big's brother, says something like, oh, no, I'm not getting dementia yet.
I love this theory that because I haven't seen it, but it's like an alternate lens. I'm not saying you're wrong. It's like an alternate lens to go back and watch these first 10 episodes. I wonder would this explain why I'm just like that feels so off kilter? Because the whole time it's through the perspective of Carrie, who's starting to sunset into Alzheimer's.
At the end, it's going to zoom out, and then it's going to be Carrie in a nursing home looking at a snow globe of New York.
Oh. I was going to say reading her old column or something, reading her diary, being like, that's
actually, that gave me chills. That would actually be really good.
Right?
Yeah.
And like
and then Steve is behind her just doing sign language, like
just like the Notebook.
Speak either.
Spoiler alert.
He can't speak.
Right.
Oh, I never saw that.
Oh, yeah.
You're not missing anything.
You're fine.
No. Okay.
Yeah, fine.
Oh gosh, what else was I going to say? Sorry, go ahead.
Well, I think that would at least explain Che Diaz. Maybe
that can only exist in some crazy person's imagination.
Yeah. Well, Carrie eventually decides, impromptu, another selfish decision.
Yes.
She decides she gets because the whole time Big is coming to her through a lamp.
Oh.
It's like unplug the lamp.
This is a great segue.
How dare she?
Yeah.
When Miranda said that, I'm like,
worst bitch.
Are you not the one who just completely changed your sexuality, completely left your man that you've been through everything with of like a million years for this affair because you got fingered and vaped in? That doesn't sound right, but you know what I mean.
Exactly
and it's like who are you to judge the woman whose husband just passed away? Like, It was insane.
She wants to believe in a higher power or an afterlife where she can possibly see her man again.
That's actually kind of the one time I will give it to Carrie for being kind of like crazy, because I would probably think the same thing too if it were me.
I would want to. I think anyone would want to think that.
Yeah.
I kind of liked. Every once in a while, one of these episodes will hit a true note. But I liked that she was disappointed when the guy said, "Yeah, it was just a faulty wire." I thought, I get that.
I think she's doing. I think Sarah Jessica Parker is the best actress still. I mean, especially of the three.
Yeah.
That scene was good. She's so it was just a wire then. I feel so bad for her.
Yeah. It sold what could have become a really schlocky idea in an already schlocky show of Big visiting her through a bedside lamp. And it's like, but I think anybody who's lost somebody, we all have that the sign is cardinals, or the sign is, yellow daffodils. And we just have those signs. I get that. And so the way they did it in a show that is about as subtle as a heart attack, it was pretty well done.
That said,
look at you. You and Shay Diaz should go on tour.
Get a pilot in L.A.
That said, I feel like even if that was Big speaking to me, I'd need to unplug him on days that I had to wake up early. I'd be like, I need you to stop.
Yeah. Let me sleep. This is just like when you'd be sticking your dick in my back while I'm trying to sleep. It's like, I'm Big, not tonight.
Happening.
Not happening.
What happened with those noisy neighbors, by the way?
Nothing.
Those crazy youngsters.
I guess they resolved that one too.
She gave Carrie some jewelry, so what? Who cares?
So what?
Carrie broke into her apartment, looked at her mail, turned down the music.
She looked at her
walked
mail.
right out. She broke into her apartment. And we're just supposed to be like, oh, good for her. What a great neighbor.
Yeah, it's good to know you got a good neighbor upstairs. Yeah.
I know Carrie, a woman who's lived in New York City all her adult life, doesn't know how to tell somebody to shut the fuck up,
Right?
Yeah, take a broom and bang it on the floor.
Yes.
Come on.
Yeah.
Or you call the non-emergency line, like some of us do, because you don't want to be identified.
You don't want to be the one that did that. And then when the neighbor is talking to you about it the next day, you go, what?
So they don't enter your house on Halloween because you're afraid of 13-year-olds, okay?
I couldn't even hear you, honestly.
They had a problem. I didn't even know you were still living here. Yeah.
I mean, I could sleep through an earthquake, so just do your thing. I somehow make it worse. I'm like, actually, you should get some drums.
Yeah, right. Yeah, have you considered a subwoofer? Yeah.
This is the life. Oh, you guys? No, not too late. Okay. So should we say at the end she ends up going, or is that kind of jumping it?
What do you mean she ends up
Carrie
going?
Storyline. Well, she ends up going to Paris.
Oh, to Paris. Okay.
Which she gifts to her friends and then takes the gift back, which I did not like at all.
Did she take it back? Because I was wondering why Charlotte didn't go with her.
Yeah,
she said
she
both
just
of you don't
invited
go?
her.
Yeah, Charlotte was like the collateral damage of that decision. Carrie made the decision I bought 3 tickets and I reserved hotel rooms, so you better be available. And then Miranda was like, oh, I have to be with Che. I have to laugh at Che with her teeth, with her little, eraser teeth. And then basically it was like, oh, you know what? You're right. I should do this by myself. And so Charlotte was just like, instead of Charlotte going to Paris with Carrie, and then it's like, well, I'm going to go shopping. Well, you dump your dead husband in the river. Instead, it's like, nope, stay here with your terrible children.
Oh my God.
Oh,
yes.
God. Hey, fuck you, Rock.
Yeah, stay here with stupid asshole Rock.
Yeah.
I don't care what your gender identity is. You're an asshole no matter what you call yourself.
Thank you. Equal opportunity.
Oh,
asshole.
So do you guys want to move into Charlotte?
I think the last thing I would. I'm just a guest, and I'm like, well, here's what I want to do.
Oh no, this is all collaborative. You guys are free to put this on your feeds if you want.
I would be proud to, but I think one of you made the point in the group chat that Carrie puts his ashes in the purse.
Yes.
And
disgusting. As someone who doesn't even want my own father's ashes, I don't even want my own dad's ashes. Like, my mom's got them. My brother wanted some. My sister. I'm like, I'm good. I don't need that. That's not my thing. Because, first of all, what do you do with it? And then to put it in a human remains in a, I'm guessing, $10,000 purse?
Yeah.
Not in a bag. And just to open it up and toss it in. Now what?
and it's probably got all this like it looked like, I mean, I'm assuming like a velvet or a felt kind of lining.
Yeah, that's gonna hold the scent.
Exactly.
It's gonna hold the former patella and elbow and brain matter. I mean, it's disgusting.
Right. You're just walking around with the ashes of Big's butthole, you know? Like,
Yeah.
it's just, I don't know.
You like go to put on your Chanel lipstick. You're like, oh, let me just wipe that off.
Also,
Gross.
could she not have given like half of the remains to his family?
To not say anything to that? They have a family crypt.
Yeah, like give them
That's
a little
like rich
bit.
people things.
That's all you need.
Yes.
Right.
I invite them to go.
Yeah, that's true too. What a concept.
Right. Yeah, come be with it as part of the ceremony, so to speak. You can come join us there.
I did love her dress, though. I thought that was, like, I was like...
Loved the dress.
Oh, you did?
But it's like, okay, is it all about you?
I mean...
Like, she definitely wanted people to stop her and be like, oh, where are you going?
Oh,
She's
I'd
like,
rather not talk.
My husband died.
Right.
Like, don't make it all about you now.
Yeah.
I mean, again, she looked amazing. Stunning.
People are making fun of this. Like, what is this dress? And I was like, this is Carrie. This is, like, classic.
This is what she would do.
Right.
Yeah, this is what she would do.
I just thought that move was so selfish. Like, his family obviously wants his ashes. They're thinking about it. They're bringing it to you. And for you to be like, I'll think about it. And then you just go do your own thing.
Yeah. And meanwhile, they're like, and we've made space for you in the family plot if you want to be with John forever. It's like they're going out of their way to do everything she's not doing.
And she's like, oh, he's dead. Did you know? Oh, I just thought you were so dumb. You're like, stupid and old. And
Right. I didn't want to have to go through telling you again. It's like, well, I didn't want to have to hear about it again, you know? It's like, fuck you, Carrie.
God.
And I guess that's, I mean, in terms of Carrie's plotline, it ends with the most improbable of decisions that, of course, Che, thank God, ends that stupid podcast no one's listening to.
Yeah.
But the googly-eyed producer decides that Carrie, the weakest link of a very weak trio.
Fuck you, Bobby Lee.
Right. Yeah, fuck you, Bobby Lee. Carrie, who's like, so I'm going to try banter. It's like, oh, no, I think you could actually have your own podcast. And she has her own advice show. Podcasts don't work like this. They're not radio shows. She has her own advice show.
It's like a Sirius XM, like, produced.
Yeah, right. It's like, this is not how they work.
Why couldn't they just call it a radio show in the first place?
Right. Like, she works at, like,
Because they have to check off the box of podcasts, because this is what people are doing these days.
Yeah.
Oh, back to the podcast at the very beginning, the biggest miss of this episode was Bobby Lee saying, oh my God, well, they'll just like kill themselves. Instead of saying unalive. I'm like, out of all the woke, careful things this entire season, you're going to throw
making a
kill
joke
themselves
about
in there?
Suicide.
Is the term unalive because, like, TikTok or YouTube or whatever?
I think
like,
that's a TikTok thing. I hate it. I can't wait for
Yeah, because they won't allow you to say kill yourself or kill myself or whatever.
Kill
So
or-
unalive,
Yeah, I don't like it.
I think we need to take the bumpers off sometimes.
We have less than a minute, then we're going to be cut off in our Zoom meeting, so then we'll just start a new one. But the Carrie's segment ends with this revelation. It's her on her podcast, and that's Sex in the City.
Oh, and she's like staring right into the camera too.
I'm like, what am I supposed to? What do you want me to feel about this? I'm exhausted after this season.
Yeah,
I don't
like,
know,
Carrie. It's called And Just Like That, Carrie. You know, it's just.
And the person calling it asked her a question, and her answer was, I don't know. When my husband died, I didn't know either. So I guess we never know. Great advice. I don't know is the answer.
Right. Top of the iTunes charts.
Yeah. And the producers in the background like, thumbs up. Snacks everywhere. Crunchy. There was like Pringles, Sun Chips, every crunchy item. You just, snack when you're eating. Listeners love it.
Yeah, they love it.
All right, let's discuss Charlotte's storyline, shall we?
Ever convincing.
She's had some real high stakes this season. That tennis storyline. I mean, it haunts my dreams.
I have never seen a more appropriate use of.
I was gonna say, who is scoring this show, because they deserve an Emmy. I have the tiger for tennis. Jeez, never thought of that one.
For a tennis montage. God.
I think now that the this season is over. I mean, obviously this episode is all about Charlotte, putting on the they mitzvah. But one of the things that stood out to me, I just hate rock. But one of the things that stood out to me was also, I never get her name right. Lisa Todd Wexley, Lisa Todd Wexler,
yeah, LTW.
whatever it is.
Yeah.
LTW. I just don't think. I think she's a good actress.
Yeah.
I don't think it's
beautiful
her fault.
too.
Yeah,
But
she's stunning.
She's gorgeous.
Oh my God.
It's stupid how gorgeous she is. But in terms of like the shoehorned in additions of and just like that, you could write her out of this and it
Yes.
would make no difference. She adds.
You could
nothing
write out
to
the
this
teacher,
show.
too.
Remember that time she didn't know how to use the microphone? You didn't think that was necessary?
What a great bit.
The plot at all?
I mean, I definitely was rolling in the aisles, but I just think also like the lack of Christopher Jackson all series is really maybe.
Who's
the
that?
bigger
George Washington?
problem.
Hey. He's
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Hey, he's a stellar father over there, teaching them how to.
So, are we
paint.
going to see
Come
Jonathan
on.
Groff
Painting.
again?
Oh, I don't think so. They set him up like he was going to be a love interest.
To
and then
Anthony,
it was just like, no,
almost.
yeah. And then it was like, no, Anthony's going to go out with the Holocaust denier
Oh,
instead.
and again.
What was that?
what
That was like a fever dream. I was like, did that just happen?
Yeah.
Rewind.
Because it's something that I think would have been a funny plot line on the original series that would have been fleshed out a little more so that the payoff would have been a little more. But they're
Right.
clumping this all into 10 episodes, so...
It's like the
Yeah.
writers were just watching, like one of them was watching Fox News, one was watching MSNBC, and then they reconvened. They're like, what are all the hot topics that we
Yeah,
can just
that's true.
make sure we check off the list
Yeah.
that we're on the right side of things?
And then one of them's watching TikTok.
Yeah.
There's only 4 writers, because in that documentary I watched...
I
it only
watched
has
it
4 of them
too.
in there. You did?
Well,
I liked
I-
it better than the series.
I had it in the background while I was playing on my
That's all
phone,
you
so
need.
I like half watched
Right.
it. But yeah, it was
Are they
better.
all men?
Yeah, it had a more of a
Are they
Sex
all
and the City tone.
Are they all men? Are there any women?
No,
on
it's
there?
it's Michael Patrick King and 3 women, I believe.
Whoa. Okay.
But Justine, didn't you
Oh,
love
right.
the scene where like just the whole sequence with them picking out outfits? Like that's why you watched the
Yeah,
documentary.
yeah. They had
Like, that
they had
was
tons of
awesome.
original costumes from Sex and the City and everything. So yeah, it was cool.
Well, everyone loves a princess makeover. I mean, that's what you watch stuff for,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. All right. What
Yeah,
did I
Lisa
think-
Todd Wexley. She should have had something. Or like this, there was no stakes there to get invested with her.
Right.
I wanted
right.
to, but there was just nothing.
Yeah, I was like, what is the point of her, and why can't she take her trench coat off at the party? Did she forget to put her dress on? But that's a whole. Or why is she
Why is
like?
she
why
wearing
does
a
it look like she
turban?
left the? Yes. Why is she wearing a turban? Why does it look like she was in the middle of getting ready? And they're like, get in the car, car, Lisa, we gotta go. While I don't really love the addition of Lisa, I have to say I did not mind the trans rabbi we met this.
That
week.
was my favorite character in the entire
Yeah.
series. Like I was like, I believe this person. They get she. Do you think it's a she?
Yeah.
Well, let's
They.
just go by they. I guess.
She. I think
Careful.
she's- I think
They.
you could say she, yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
They get the tone of the show. I feel like they grew up watching. I think it's okay to call them she, right?
Yeah, I think she's. I think that's the
she
idea.
watched
She
the
identifies
show.
as she.
I mean, honestly, also like I would never know that was a trans person at all.
No.
Like stunningly gorgeous. The voice was just very like cool bitch.
Yeah.
I loved her.
Yeah.
But you can tell she grew up watching Sex and the City. She knows the tone, and I was like, oh, here we go. Like here's the old series and the energy and the
Right.
silliness. I thought she was great.
I thought it was a
I thought she
weird
was great.
move with the hand dryer thing.
Yeah, what the hell was that?
They just have like weird little things they focus on.
Like
Where she's like,
Well,
you
you know,
wave in front.
Like this,
not
this happened to
underneath.
me earlier
Why?
today, guys. Let's put it into the episode.
Yeah.
I
Trans
thought
rabbis,
what
they're
I
just
thought
like
that was
us.
going to be was she was going to go to use it and the power wasn't going to work for it to blow and it was going to be like a big electricity thing. That's what I thought it was going to be, but then it was just like you wave your hands in front for a paper towel. I don't know why I
I think
hated
it's
that
that
so
the
much.
writers
It
are just saying like, "Oh, we're all so old. This technology."
Yeah, and to your point about like watching MSNBC, this was very clearly here is a scene of a trans woman in a women's bathroom.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I didn't even
look
clock
how
that. That was a good point
positive
you made.
and like relatable, and she's funny and she's helpful and blah blah blah. It's just if it wasn't in just like that, I wouldn't immediately go to that place. But like,
But it's like, why
I
did they
mean-
have her in here? Oh, this is why.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah. Yeah. And while it's great that they're like including this great, this actress and, this great character, leave it to and just like that to repeatedly call her the trans rabbi. She can't just be the rabbi.
Right.
Is the trans rabbi here yet? Oh, you're the trans rabbi. Oh, I've heard so much about the trans rabbi.
Even the trans rabbi likes the sourdough challah.
The whole point to me becoming a woman is that I don't want to be known as the trans rabbi. I want to be known as the female rabbi. Or the rabbi.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so this storyline with Rock.
Oh my gosh.
What a jerk.
They
Fuck
did
you,
such a horrible job. Like, I understand, I think, that what they wanted to portray with this, and it was such a horrible, it was basically, like, let your kid get away with anything they want to. You know what I mean?
Anyone over 20 watching this, I can't imagine, is on Rock's side.
No.
Are we supposed to be on Rock's side?
It's difficult to be with that haircut.
I don't mind the haircut.
I'm like, why did they have to give Rock such a horrible haircut?
Yeah.
Like,
the worst
because
haircut any gender could have.
Yeah, just because they're trans doesn't mean you have to make them look ugly.
So all the rabbis that they've been talking to don't want to work with Rock because they have no discipline and are not learning the Torah, and they don't want to fuck with this family because they're terrible. So Anthony goes in and kind of gives Rock a little bit of a piece of his mind. He's like, you need to learn this shit. This might have been a great time for Rock to say all of this stuff, like, I don't want to do it, or the next day or the day before it was all happening,
or when they're picking out $10,000 worth of candy from Dylan's candy bar.
Or but like when Anthony's bringing over samples of challah,
right,
and picking out suits that look like the Dumb and Dumber tuxedo.
Oh, God,
right, yeah, yeah. I feel like this was, I don't know. This was just such a kind of a waste as well. That like I felt like the conclusion of this, was supposed to be like, further of Rock's individuality, that they don't want to identify as male or female or as anything, and not even Jewish. And I felt like the old Sex and the City would have leaned further into Harry and Charlotte's point of view of like, no, some people are the kids and some people are the adults.
And we paid $50,000 for this party that is happening at the moment.
Yeah, so this is happening. So Baruka Ta Adanoi, get the hell out of here.
Okay, can we just veer off?
Yeah. We hired a clarinetist. You're getting out there.
So speaking of Harry's, played by Evan Handler, who I'm a fan of because I love the show Californication, at least the first couple seasons of it. Did we ever find out if that's his real penis or not?
I don't think it is. There's no way it was.
Okay, because there's a lot of penises in Euphoria as well, and there's like this whole joke now that they're stunt double penises. Like the actors have come out and said like, no, that's not actually my real penis, so it's probably not. Yeah.
So Colin, when they hire you for those spots, is it by the hour?
Honestly, 45 minutes on a good day.
In the union?
There is, but you have to have a certain number of like penis shots, and like it helps to have a speaking part. Oh yeah, absolutely. Like they say like the closer to your knee, the closer to health benefits. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So that's but I'm with you, Jodie. I have not gone back to watch it, but I
didn't see it either. I googled it after I heard your episode.
That's the only thing I've ever rewatched on the series because I kept seeing about it. So I went back and watched that scene.
Yeah.
Check it out. I mean, it's a
had
big
a millisecond.
It's like a 9 inch.
It's big.
This is probably not 9 inches.
I could see it being like really.
I think in real life it probably is big.
Thick.
I just feel like he's Jewish. I feel like Jewish men have big dicks.
Okay.
In my experience, they do.
I found that to
Jodie's
be,
like, right.
Kind of like, she's like, right. But it's true. I always felt like there's certain like stereotypes of types of guys who are considered
like a
to be
positive
good
stereotype.
And it's a positive stereotype, and it's like y'all are sleeping on Jewish guys.
Oh,
get with a Jewish guy.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why Googie Bear wants to be Jewish so bad.
Jodie.
Oh, does Googie Bear want a bar mitzvah?
He always wants to celebrate Hanukkah. Like he's like Like,
Hey,
really
you
exploit
could
the
go,
Jewish
you could go Christine Sister-Wise route and just do a Hanukkah.
Well, I take out the menorah thing,
cute.
but I
Love
don't
it.
know exactly what
No,
we're
I mean,
doing.
you could do a
We, like,
Seder. You should do a Seder.
send good wishes to people.
I want to see
and all
Jodie
that.
do a Seder where you have to put, like, the napkin on your head and you go, Baruch atah Eloheinu.
Well, I'll invite you guys to Charlie's bar mitzvah.
Okay, thanks.
Yes, yeah, I would love that.
It's gonna
Yeah,
be just like
Unfortunately, I can't enter the U.S. because I didn't pay my taxes.
it's true. We'll FaceTime you in.
Yeah.
but,
Good enough.
Yeah, for the lifting Googie in the air in the chair dance.
Oh my god.
He'll hold the iPad while we're lifting him in the chair
Oh,
so you can have the
I'll be
experience.
playing Roblox or something, right?
Okay, so Jodie is the only mother. I am your mother.
I am a mother.
Yeah.
Among us.
But
I'm
I'm
imagining what I would do, but I'm not a mom. So tell us what you would do if you were literally at.
Okay,
the
well,
bar
first of all, they would
mitzvah.
never be in a room sitting there alone because you have guests
Yeah.
out there, you have friends, and we have family, so you're out there.
Yeah, mingling.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
What do you mean you don't want to do it? You don't. This isn't. I'm not asking you. I'm telling you. You're getting out there and doing it. I say that probably every single day with something. I'm not asking you. I'm telling you. You're going to
This
do
isn't
it.
a choice.
If after this you don't want to be Jewish, then fine. But we're doing it.
Thing.
Then fake it.
Right.
You're gonna do
Right.
it,
Isn't
and you don't have to like it, but you're doing it.
Yeah, this is not so much a you becoming an adult in the Jewish faith as this is an expensive party I threw. And
So
to
you're
your
gonna
point, yeah,
suck
if you
it
don't
up.
want to do this later,
Yeah, cross your fingers under the table or whatever you have to
Nothing
do.
bad is going to happen to you for having done this, and now you don't want to
exactly.
be
Right,
Yeah.
right. You'll just be better in bed. So why don't you just consider that? Yeah.
I put the poster up in your room. I let you get your hair cut.
I got rid of those
I let
dolls.
you buy that ugly Dumb and Dumber suit. Right.
Yeah, right?
I got every color
apparently-
of gumball out there. You're going.
Yeah. I never checked in on your progress in preparing for all of this up until the day that it was happening, but otherwise I've been,
that's
you
the
know,
other,
a great
That's
parent.
the other little
Yeah.
lapse of judgment.
Yeah, that all of this is a
Unbelievable.
surprise. Yeah.
Now, the whole. Did you even catch when Miranda was drinking her, or not her frappuccino, her cappuccino, and she's like, so much foam.
What was that line? Why?
Because we're supposed to take note that she's not serving alcohol at the they mitzvah because Miranda's an alcoholic.
I think they're
Now
serving
she's a
it.
coffeeholic.
No, they're serving it. She's not having it because
No, because she goes, oh, did you check out the coffee bar? You like it?
I know, but I think they still were serving drinks. Just Miranda is only doing coffee because I don't know if you guys know this, but when you have a really bad drinking problem, all you have to do is pour your bottles down the sink one night. You never think of drinking again. After
No,
that.
never.
No,
That's
never.
what I've heard.
What?
I don't really know why AA exists. Is that just for the free
Just
coffee and
pour-
donuts?
Take
Like,
your hand, turn the bottle over.
Yeah.
So you don't
Problem
think of
solved.
it.
Mind over matter. Hello.
As
yeah,
somebody who has
12
done
steps.
that,
This is one.
Can you guys remind me why Miranda chose to
You almost called her Rambo.
why
wanted to call her
Miranda
Rambo.
You
chose
cheer
to
as Rambo.
dump her bottles down the sink? Because I don't remember anything like significant happening with her drinking and being like,
I
whoa,
can tell
have
you
a problem.
exactly what was happening.
was
She
it?
was listening. She was making, like, cutting carrots. That was a. Did I say carrots weird just now?
I don't know.
I feel like I said carrots.
Little Canadian.
I know.
Yeah.
My accent's going through a whole thing now. She's cutting carrots, and she's listening to a podcast of Che, or like a stand-up comedy, and she's like, like just cackling because Che is so funny. And then Miranda gets on her iPad a notification saying that her order is on its way,
Oh, right.
and it's for like some alcoholics book. And then she says out loud,
Oh, quit like a
Oh.
woman.
yeah, she goes, and then she says out loud, gee, I wonder what else I've ordered while I was drunk at
Oh,
3
okay, yeah, I
a.m.
remember that.
And then that's when she pours the
Yeah.
bottles out.
Because she thought that
And by
Charlotte
the way,
ordered
that's
it for
like the
her.
best.
She thought that Charlotte did it, yeah.
When
Right.
you're like, oh my God, I totally forgot I ordered this.
That was on the episode entitled
Yeah.
Tragically Hip, which me and Justine take umbrage to.
Hardcore
Canadian
fans.
band. Yeah.
That's when she got her hip replacement.
And,
healed like-
just like that, it
Just
healed.
like that.
Just like that. Yeah. It was just like getting a hangnail. So, yeah, I guess Miranda's drinking problem has been resolved. In terms of the coffee thing, the explanation I tried to get to is like, oh, maybe at bar mitzvahs there's traditionally a coffee hour, and that's what this is about.
I don't
like
think it's
maybe it's
that
something
deep,
Jews do.
Colin.
I don't know. I'm trying to like give this so much more credit than it's due, but you're right.
I know.
You're right. I know. And I guess that's kind of the end of Charlotte's narrative, because basically I think her last line in the season is saying to Miranda, you owe me a trip to Paris. So like the end of her story this season is like she has a bat mitzvah.
You guys, like, could you tell how funny the writers thought that was going to be? That it was like, well, somebody's getting they mitzvah today, and then it's Charlotte up there. What a hilarious smash cut. Nobody saw that coming from around the corner a mile away.
I mean, if that's not going to make Rock hate her, I don't know what will, because I'd be like, oh, so now the party's all for you, Mom.
Well, why would that? Rock can fuck off.
Well, obviously, but I'm just saying.
You can go live with the other
something
rocks
that's kind of
in
like,
Central Park,
okay, now
unless you get up there and sing the Torah. Right
I feel like,
well, what do you mean?
If they were gonna feed
Rock is a good kid, because they got up at the end to support their mom.
Yeah,
it's fine. No one's getting reprimanded.
that forgives everything. No, I was gonna say that I feel like
Yeah.
if they were gonna fully feed into this narrative, then they should have just made Rock completely horrible, and been like, like that TikTok noise, like, no, Mom, I don't want to eat my vegetables. I want chicken nuggets. Like, so, just so bad.
It would at least give, like for season 2, then, okay, this is what Charlotte's going to be dealing with, is that she's been such an attentively, nice mom that now there's issues. That would be interesting, right?
No, it's all resolved, because Rock went up there to stand
Yeah,
next
and I'd
to
really like to see her
They're
play
a happy
tennis
family.
again next season. I mean,
Ooh.
Yeah.
I really want to see her play tennis.
Meanwhile, Lily's just like popping in tampons like TikTok.
Oh, yeah.
That made me
Easy now.
more upset than it should have. It's extremely hard to get a tampon lost inside of you, let alone for somebody who it's their first time using one.
And when your string gets lost and it is findable, that it's findable within 2 seconds.
Sorry, Colin. For all
I know,
Colin,
sorry,
did you-
TMI.
Colin, did you enjoy our tampon conversation from last week?
To be honest, it was actually totally fine. I grew up like when
You have
my
sisters,
friends in like
yeah.
6th, 7th grade. I have an older brother, but I had a lot of I had a lot of female friends.
Okay.
No, I'm the sister, yeah. But I had a lot of like female friends growing up, so I've always known about periods. Right. Actually, I think when you guys were doing the Heaven's Gate episode, and you're about to talk about the castrating scene. Yeah. I was like, that is so much worse than any of the.
That was bad. That made my stomach hurt.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'll admit the idea of just like a blood clot falling out is kind of like, oh, but I guess you.
David and I just did the episode of Real Housewives of New York City where Sonia's at the photo shoot for her toaster oven and she gets her period all over the guy in the bathroom. And like it's like clearly a gay guy, and like he's like, oh, it's fine, and he like comes out and he's so nice to her about it, but you just hear her be like, yep, my eggs definitely aren't dead, and I'm like, no man, gay or straight, needs to see or hear that. Like that's
right.
Yeah. Oh, it's not a thing.
It's not fun.
Yeah. Some things, exactly. It's like I'm not bothered by someone being on their period, but I don't need to get like a statement.
Don't announce it.
Yeah.
Just like you wouldn't want a guy to walk out and be like, "Well, guess what I just did, guys."
Yeah. It came out like yogurt. Yeah, like I don't want to hear about that.
All right, are we done with Charlotte?
Yeah.
Well, let's go to Da Belle.
Da Bella Da Belle.
Yeah.
For some reason, even though it should be Carrie Bradshaw's show, it's somehow the Miranda show.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I feel I was wondering in that first scene, because I think the first scene with her is at that bar when Che makes the big announcement, and when Che sits Miranda down with their grandmothers.
Yeah, what did you think
I thought there was going to be something of. I thought, well, here's 3 gray-haired women on the couch. Maybe Che would be like, "Ugh, it's like fingering my grandma," you know?
Oh,
I thought she was going to propose to Miranda. They were going to propose.
That's what
to
I
Miranda.
thought too.
Yeah, but no. Can you the searing rage that would be going through my body if my significant other didn't tell me this information and then I had to hear about it in a group of people in public? What with them
through
singing
that song,
with them singing at me? Can you
Are
imagine?
we supposed to be as confused as we are with their dating timeline and status
Yes.
as we are?
I think the whole thing is ambiguous.
Was that intentional?
I guess
because
It doesn't make sense. Like the I'm in love with you, and then you're not my girlfriend, and then you're meeting my grandmas, and then I want you to move with me, but I feel like in a heartbeat, Che's going to be like, well, you don't need to come on set every day. I mean, we're not exclusive.
That's absolutely what's going to happen.
Yes.
This is just another piece of the puzzle of Che being a fucking gaslighting, manipulative, fucking narcissistic asshole in a relationship. Because it's just putting Miranda more on the edge. Like, this is another new thing Miranda has to kind of deal with in the moment.
Yeah, the power imbalance in their relationship is so fucked up. And it's so, I mean, if it was better writing or done differently, there'd be something interesting about someone who has always had the power in her relationship. Ooh. We now see her be like classically powerless with this like monster. And I just feel like the show like that, like that's the more interesting story to tell, is really just like the way in which this is like so toxic, and Che is just like a walking red flag. But I feel like they're so on their high horse of like celebrating non-binary Che that they can't ever like have them be a negative character.
Yeah.
And it's like they would do that in Sex and the City with any other love interest, any other male love interest of one of these women, where it's like maybe it's over time where we see, oh yeah, this guy is a problem, and it plays out. But it's like they've painted themselves into this corner of virtue signaling with Che, where they can't then, or it seems like they've created this situation where Che is both this untouchable, non-binary figurehead of liberal, progressive,
do you think that's
whatever.
The only way this can go now is that next season it has to go badly? She has to go back to Steve, in my opinion.
I get right.
Are they still living together?
Well, now she's
like
going
Steve
to
was just kind of.
I think they do still.
Yeah, I don't know where Steve was.
Is Steve gonna take her back though? Because he said that whole thing, like whatever he said. I can't chase you anymore. If you leave, you leave.
Yeah, but then he told Carrie he's not taking the ring off.
Yeah, wouldn't take the ring off.
Yeah.
She should go back to him, and then he should be like,
I'm with someone else.
Oh,
she go back to
too
that
little,
girl
too
who's
late.
Dating.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would love that.
I would love that too.
Love that. But okay, Jodie, imagine Dave is like, Jodie, I got a big thing planned for you. And then you go out to a bar, and then he gets up on stage, sings a little ditty, and then announces that he's moving to Cleveland. Would you be like,
well, I mean,
you probably should have told me that beforehand.
Do you mean like actually, Dave? Yeah.
I mean, not what happened.
No, I
How
wouldn't.
long?
If he said he was going up there and he was singing or anything with a microphone, I'd be like, I'm not staying here. I'm leaving.
She'd be out of the room.
And I can tell you I would do that because he was the best man in his best friend's wedding and like did the toast thing, and I had to leave the room. I had to leave the reception because I can't. Like, it's too. I don't know. Like, it's too close.
All right,
so
well,
I get nervous and I feel like it's.
What if Dave decided to make a big announcement in front of everyone without telling you that's going to uproot your entire life?
I'd be like, play along with it. And the second he was done,
I'm already scared.
Right.
It would be like me talking to Rock in the other room. Like, you're going out there and saying you made a mistake. Have fun in Cleveland.
Right.
What the fuck are you thinking? Are you on drugs? What?
I'm hoping that because we see in this season that like Carrie is questioning it. I mean, I thought the idea of Miranda like giving up her internship would have been the like, Miranda, what are you doing? Everything you're working towards. I mean, I love the idea that was like, people who need human rights help. Che Diaz in LA. What does Miranda feels more important? Like, I couldn't believe that this episode, both Naya and Carrie had kind of were like, well, follow your heart, girl. Like, why was that not the sign that she was like throwing her whole life away to sit in the audience and watch Che, film their pilot?
Oh, it's going to be so bad.
She's going to get burned so badly.
Do you think Sarah Ramirez even wants to come back for season 2, though? I wouldn't.
I wouldn't.
Okay, now I did read some article somewhere, and Sarah Ramirez was saying, Cynthia Nixon was saying when they were all writing about what Miranda's storyline was going to be, that they were going to have her and Naya possibly hook up.
I would have.
That was going to be like the initial thing. But then Cynthia Nixon was like, no, what if we had her like go with like a really butch woman, whatever. And then they thought up this whole Che Diaz character. But then Che Diaz, while they were dreaming up, oh no, I take that back. They were dreaming up Che Diaz somewhere, but they weren't sure where. And they were thinking maybe Carrie and Che. And she was like, no, what if Che was Miranda's love interest? And that's another reason why I think maybe Seema is going to be kind of used as a Carrie, maybe sort of friend love flirtation thing.
Wait, so when does James Corden love interest with cancer?
Right. He actually comes out of the water under the bridge after Carrie throws the ashes in, and he's like, I'm a little troll.
And I was brought to life by your husband's ashes.
You had me like that. You had me go. I was so angry that episode.
And Lin-Manuel Miranda was going to be Rock's music teacher, remember?
Yeah, where was he at the day mitzvah, you know?
I guarantee they'll be in season 2, don't worry. When is season 2, though?
It's confirmed, yes?
I think it's pretty much confirmed.
I think my friend's boyfriend works in, like, TV production, whatever, somewhere.
He's a penis stunt double.
He's a penis stunt double. Let's, how
I
know
Harry's
him. We're kind of industry friends.
He's in the business.
He was actually Harry's penis, yeah.
Oh.
We both have a Euphoria gig next week. But he apparently has been, like, I don't know if he's going to work for them, but they had tried to hire him to do, like, costuming for season 2. So as far as he's concerned, it's happening. I mean,
it'd be stupid not to.
Hope it happens.
Everyone is watching and talking about this show.
I agree with that.
Oh my God. I don't know why I forgot to bring this up. A girl I went to high school with was in the background, just an extra in one of the scenes.
Oh, she
got identified.
Did you ask her what she did with that $75?
I haven't talked to her or seen her since high school, but I...
that she made for that 14-hour day?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, she wasn't. You've upgraded us, Amanda.
Oh, I didn't even see that. Great.
Good.
Yeah, no, she's not like listed as an extra, but I noticed her in the background.
You don't get listed.
So
as
maybe,
an extra.
I'll connect with her and see what she can tell us.
Okay.
Where Steve is. If you ever found those pickles in his wallet at the farmer's market.
Miranda! Oh my God! Oi!
Okay, what about Brady? Brady's just
about Brady. Go away. I
backpacking in Europe.
I want the first line of season 2 to be, well, Brady's out helping elephants in Thailand. So
one thing I learned from the documentary was that she almost had an abortion with Brady. Careful.
Oh yeah,
I didn't know.
That was a great storyline. Because that was an episode where Charlotte just, I think, had a miscarriage, or she was having trouble getting pregnant, and then Miranda got pregnant. And Charlotte got, like, really mad. And she's like, this isn't fair. Like, you don't even want a baby. And you're just getting pregnant all over the place. And Miranda goes to get the abortion. And then she decides not to. And then at the end, Charlotte comes over with flowers. Like, sorry about your abortion, flowers. And then Miranda goes, I didn't do it. I'm going to have the baby. And then Charlotte goes, we're having a baby? And you're just like, ugh.
Wait, and Brady is Steve's.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
All right. Oh, and what about her dyeing her hair at the end?
Oh, yeah, you guys. I am woman, hear me roar. Miranda's
like,
going back to red. Yeah, I think so.
Oh. Plot twist.
Just like Lori Cooper. New York's back, baby.
Like, okay,
we're
on
back.
Hair. Cool.
Shay sees the hair and is like, I like the gray. You're gone. Beat it.
Oh, right. Miranda is calling every 24-hour salon.
Right.
She's going to see
first whoa, Rambo.
Yeah, this is not the woman I fell in love with.
Hold on, I got it. Her new nickname is going to be Red.
Oh God.
I just felt like gross through my whole body when you said that.
It's going to be.
Hey, you're red. It's just, well, you know what? It probably would, because Michael Patrick King wrote The Comeback, and the character of Mickey, that's his nickname for Valerie.
See, what the fuck, Michael Patrick? Because The Comeback is really good.
That was so
good.
I got to tell you, I think, because I've thought about this, because The Comeback, I think, my conclusion, because since he's actually written some of these awful episodes, I think he wrote the tampon episode, or at least co-wrote it. I think more and more I realize how much Lisa Kudrow is responsible for the success of the comeback, because Michael Patrick King also did that awful show with RuPaul, AJ, and the Queen.
Oh, is that not good?
And let me tell you,
you guys covered that on All Right Mary, right?
Yeah, it's iconically bad television. I kind of recommend it.
Like Smash level, like, and just like that
I think,
level?
and it's somewhere in the world of probably on the scale of closer to And Just Like That. But there are, I think if you're enjoying the hate watching of And Just Like That, I actually think check out AJ and the Queen.
Oh, God.
It's terrible.
Oh,
but Michael Patrick King is responsible for that as well, and that's where I realized, he's old gray mare ain't what she used to be, if she ever was at all, you know? Not to be confused with Miranda.
Yeah, I mean, well, Miranda can't be in LA. She won't be able to be on the show if she is, right? You can't go from New York to
you can.
LA.
I bet season 2 is going to open up with Miranda being like, "Oh, Shay got her pilot ended up going to film in New Zealand, so," and then Shay's just done. We never hear from her again, and all of a sudden Miranda's doing her own thing or something.
That would be great. I don't want to see Che Diaz on my television screen ever again in my life.
Che's going to be doing a sitcom. Miranda's going to be in the front row in the audience and going, when it goes applause. And then she's going to go into the back to Che's dressing room, and she's going to open the door, and Che's going to be in there.
A man
yep,
or something.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, in Sex and the City, there's, I think it's at least one, maybe 2 or 3 episodes where they go
Those
to
are
LA.
great episodes. Those are 2 wonderful episodes.
The only thing about those episodes that drives me nuts, no pun intended, is Carrie driving. I get so frustrated because she keeps,
but it's
like,
funny though because she has to get a manual.
Oh, yeah, but it's just like, oh god, like it goes on so long that I get.
Wait,
like,
no, not
aggravated.
manual. What's the other one called? Stick.
Automatic.
Stick.
Yeah.
Manual is
stick.
stick.
That's manual.
Manual is stick. Okay.
Yeah.
Does anyone have any thoughts to wrap?
Oh, I'm sorry. You all, not manual. Careful.
All right, that was pretty good. That was almost as good as you gotta eat the baby.
You gotta eat the baby.
God, it's so good.
All right, anyone else have any wrap-up thoughts?
Oh, well, hold on. Right at the end, when she texts Samantha and says, hey, you want to get a drink?
I wonder if Kim Cattrall is just like, I could get like probably $10 million if I asked for it to be featured in one scene next season. She should do it.
No, in that same article that I was reading about the Che was supposed to be with Carrie and whatever, that Sarah Jessica Parker said absolutely not. She would never have her back on. Like, it's done.
Well,
yeah.
but she could. She could. If she reached out, they would totally argue that's such bullshit. They would have her on.
Yeah, they would have
to.
You
know how much the audience would freak out? Yes.
Yeah, they would have to.
Maybe they could do it like a phone call, and so like Samantha is like alone in her apartment in London, and so she doesn't have to film.
Yeah, sure.
I like that.
You know, because that would be my one final takeaway from And Just Like That is the texting with Samantha made me realize how much I missed.
Because every time it happened, you're like, oh, like we're home,
and that it. Yeah, and that I think maybe that was one of the things we liked about the trans rabbi was I felt like much like Samantha, she just fit the tone of Sex and the City. And so maybe there was a little of that of like, oh, I miss that energy. So.
And then they could check the box of, how do we use the Zoom thing? It says click. I don't know. Do I have a microphone? They could cover that whole thing.
Samantha, you're on mute. Samantha, you're on mute.
Turn your phone this way. You have to turn your phone.
Oh, right.
All right.
I am 55 years old.
Right.
I mean, by next season, Steve's going to be fucking deaf.
Oh, yeah.
Blind, deaf, and
or
dumb.
Dead.
He's forgotten how to speak.
It's going to be like Weekend at Bernie's. He's barely standing up.
Right.
Okay. Is that it? And just like that.
And just like that.
And just like
Just
that.
like
That was a really great 2.5 months of television. I'm so glad we could enjoy it together every
Colin,
early
like
morning.
we were like we were talking to each other by 5 a.m. my time every Thursday morning.
Oh yeah.
It became a routine.
I loved it. Yeah. It was
I begrudgingly watched it while I was working out.
And it was just like just scrolling of just us all just like hating it. It's just all talking shit, and I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I've seen on YouTube that Real Housewives recap girl who does and I mean, like, she gets like 50, 60,000 plays on that. I hope she's raking it in on Patreon.
I think she is. I'm sure she is. But she's good. I mean, she gets right on there within a couple hours, and
it's wild.
Check it out.
You gotta send her to me.
She's good. She's very funny. She hates it as much as we do. So
yeah,
guys, check out Colin. Check out Justine on their podcasts, and we're all adults.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.